Dear Abba, you are appreciated. You know that Yasharala appreciate you. Ain't a person alive that could take my Abba's place. In the day of my trouble I will call upon thee, for thou wilt answer me. Among the gods there is none like unto thee. Oh Yahweh, neither are there any works like unto thy works. And I besought Yahweh at that time, saying, Oh Yahweh, thou hast begun to show thy servant thy greatness and thy mighty hand. For what power is there in heaven or in earth that can do according to thy works and according to thy might? And the heavens shall praise thy wonders, O Yahweh, thy faithfulness also in the congregation of the saints. For who in the heaven can be compared unto Yahweh? Who among the sons of the mighty can be likened unto the power? Yahweh is greatly to be feared in the assembly of the saints, and to be had in reverence of all them that are about him. Thou, even thou art to be feared, and who may stand in thy sight when once thou art angry? Thou didst cause judgment to be heard from heaven. The earth feared and was still, when Yahweh arose to judgment, to save all the meek of the earth. Selah. Dear Abba, you are appreciated. You know that Yasharala appreciate you. Ain't a person alive that could take my Abba's place. For as much as there is none like unto thee, Yahweh, thou art great, and thy name is great in might. Who would not fear thee, O King of nations? For to thee doth it appertain. For as much as among all the wise men of the nations, and in all their kingdoms, there is none like unto thee. And my soul shall be joyful in Yahweh, it shall rejoice in his salvation. All my bones shall say, Yahweh, who is like unto thee? Which delivereth the poor from him that is too strong for him. Yeah, the poor and the needy from him that spoileth him. As for Yahweh, his way is perfect. The word of Yahweh is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him. For who is Yahweh? Save the power. Or who is a rock? Save our power. This is the Yahweh's doing. It is marvelous in our eyes. This is the day which Yahweh hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Rejoice forevermore. Rejoice forevermore. Rejoice forevermore. Rejoice evermore. Rejoice evermore. Pray without ceasing. In everything give thanks. For this is the will of Yahweh in Hamashiach. Yahweh Shai concerning you.
Now let us not second guess it. For who in the heaven can be compared unto Yahweh? Who among the sons of the mighty can be likened unto Yahweh? Yahweh is greatly to be feared in the assembly of the saints, and to be had in reverence of all them that are about him. O Yahweh, power of hosts, who is a strong power like unto thee? Or to thy faithfulness round about thee? Thou rulest the raging of the sea. When the waves thereof arise, thou stillest them. Yahweh is gracious and full of compassion, slow to anger and of great mercy. Yahweh is good to all, and his tender mercies are over all his works. All thy works shall praise thee, O Yahweh, and thy saints shall bless thee. Where wast thou when I laid the foundations of the earth? Declare, if thou hast understanding, who hath laid the measures thereof? If thou knowest, or who hath stretched the line upon it? Whereupon are the foundations thereof fastened, or who laid the cornerstone thereof? When the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of Yahweh shouted for joy, say ye not a confederacy to all them to whom this people shall say a confederacy. Neither fear ye their fear, nor be afraid. Sanctify Yahweh of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, let him be your dread. Have your fear of reverence be but a one. Have your fear of reverence be but a one. Have your fear of reverence be but a one. Yeah, and there went out fire from Yahweh and devoured them, and they died before Yahweh. Then Moshe said unto Aaron, this is it that Yahweh spake, saying, I will be sanctified in them that come nigh me, and before all the people I will be glorified. And Aaron held his peace. Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children, my son. Despise not thou the chastening of Yahweh, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. For whom Yahweh loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, Yahweh dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Yahweh chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. And I say unto you, my friends, be not afraid of them that kill the body, and after that have no more that they can do. But I will forewarn you whom ye shall fear. Fear him, which after he hath killed hath power to cast into hell. Yeah, I say unto you, fear him. The fear of Yahweh is honor and glory and gladness, and the crown of rejoicing. The fear of Yahweh maketh a merry heart, and giveth joy and gladness and a long life. Whoso feareth Yahweh, it shall go well with him at the last, and he shall find favor in the day of his death. Yahweh. Now let us not second guess it. One power, one faith, one baptism, one power and Abba of all, who is above all and through all and in you all. Yahweh. Shine. Amen.
If the bros rule the world, imagine that. We would teach all the boys and girls the Torah, baby. Clear gold in the kingdom roads, imagine that. If the bros rule the world, kingdom living at the last days in time. And I will recompense you for the years which the locust and the caterpillar and the palmer worm and the canker worm have eaten, even my great army which I sent against you. And ye shall eat abundantly and be satisfied, and shall praise the name of Yahweh your power for the things which he has wrought wonderfully with you. And my people shall not be ashamed forever. Then they that feared Yahweh spake often one to another, and Yahweh hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared Yahweh, and that thought upon his name. And they shall be mine, saith Yahweh of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them, as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth Yahweh and him that serveth him not.
Thou shalt also be a crown of glory in the hand of Yahweh, and a royal diadem in the hand of thy power.
Then washed I thee with water, yeah, I duly washed away thy blood from thee, and I anointed thee with oil. I clothed thee also with broidered work, and shod thee with badger skin, and I girded thee about with fine linen, and I covered thee with silk, to take away reproach and cleanse away your sin. To take away reproach and cleanse away your sin again. To take away reproach and cleanse away your sin forever. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moshe in the cloud and in the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Hamashiach. I have yet many things to say unto you, but ye cannot bear them now. Howbeit when he, the Spirit of truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth. For he shall not speak of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear, that shall he speak. And he will show you things to come. He shall glorify me, for he shall receive of mine, and shall shew it unto you. All things that the Abba hath are mine. Therefore said I, that he shall take of mine, and shall show it unto you. And Yahweh, their power, shall save them in that day, as the flock of his people. For they shall be as the stones of a crown, lifted up as an ensign upon his land. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. And he measured the wall thereof 144 cubits, according to the measure of a man, that is, of the angel. And the building of the wall of it was of jasper, and the city was pure gold, like unto clear glass. To enter into Yahweh's house, that has many mansions. To enter into Yahweh's house, that has many mansions. To enter into Yahweh's house, that has many mansions. Yahweh, she. Amen.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
He's been so good. He's been so good. Yeah, how I shine. His prophecy is coming. Oh, each and every day. So don't be scared. Just be prepared. Come and sing the song. I'm so glad you choose His
Shalom, 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 Israel. First, giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh by Shem, Hamashiach Malak Shai. And the world even knows Yahweh as God. The world even knows Yahweh Shai as Jesus. Hamashiach will be the Christ. And all praises, a Shabbat Shalom, Yasharah Shalom. And my name is Ariyah.
Brother Yawasap.
Brother Jeremiah.
Brother Tazawan.
Hey, and hey, the water for tuning in. And we got a beautiful class. Hopefully through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Hey, we're going through some of our people, man, is going through the hard times. We call it the curses, aka the beginning of Jacob's trouble, man. So without further ado, we're gonna go over a few videos. Hey, brothers, let me know when y'all want me to pause. You know, when you want to stop. Y'all got scriptures, precepts, comments, whatever it may be. Let me know, man, because we got a lot going on, man. And it's just really, they got us blinded with, what's going on with the war, but we also got stuff going on in all the different places, man, that furthermore proves that we are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. So without further ado, I'm going to bring the first little video up. This is what's going on in Puerto Rico, because not only is this drought going on, but there's also a lot going on as far as electrical outages, right, in Puerto Rico. But without further ado, we're just going to deal with the water situation right here, because I couldn't really find a video or anything longer than about 15 or 20 seconds to kind of give you some extensive stuff what was going on. So that might have to be another class. But without further ado, let's go ahead and bring this thing out.
Rationing as drought worsens, SRN News. San Juan, Puerto Rico, AP. Puerto Rico announced water rationing measures on Thursday as a drought grips the U.S. territory, worsening chronic water shortages that have forced the governor to declare a state of emergency. Thousands of people in the island's northeast region face 48-hour rationing periods from Friday, said Luis Gonzalez, executive president of the island's Water and Sewer Authority. The rationing program will affect several communities in the cities of Canavanas and Rio Grande as temperatures keep rising. There's just not enough water, he said, adding that rationing will likely be extended to other areas. Gonzalez blamed a lack of rain. Although severe water shortages began affecting some of the island's most populated areas months before the drought began, with officials yet to identify the problem.
Hey, and if you do the research right, we know that a lot of these water problems is due to bad piping, right? Watch this real quick. Right, so hey, it's crazy how they give us one thing, but they'll tell us one thing, right? It says, yes, bad or aging piping is a major factor in Puerto Rico's ongoing water crisis, while recent outages have been triggered by specific pipe breaks, such as the 54-inch rupture in the Sergio Corvus plant in July 2025 or the 72-inch super aqueduct failure in June 2026. These events have exposed a long-standing problem: decades of underinvestment and poor maintenance of the island's water infrastructure. Right? It says much of Puerto Rico's water system is decades old, with over 50% of the drinking water supply lost in the past 19 years to leaks, breaks, and spills. So you lost half of your drinking, right, over 19 years to breakages and outage and leaks, which, hey, you always have, hey, the government been doing this. This ain't something like the government just found out the other day. It ain't like, oh, well, we didn't know that it was leaking. No, they, with all the different technology they got, you can tell how much is leaking and the actual spot is leaking. But you got it, King.
Yeah, Con, that's right. And if brothers can think back to when Puerto Rico, because Puerto Ricans are mainly Israelites from the tribe of Ephraim, right? One of Jacob's, not Jacob's 12 son, but the grandfather, because we know
Joseph, yeah.
Yeah, Ephraim was born in Egypt. The sons of Joseph, Ephraim, Manasseh. So the Ephraimites would be Puerto Ricans. And so we already know how they're dealing with the Puerto Ricans. When they had that major storm years back, I think when Obama won his first term, and I think the infrastructure, they could have fixed the whole infrastructure. We're talking about piping, plumbing, electrical, the power grids. They had came up with a plan to fix the whole island and infrastructure for $125 million. But yet Obama chose to not do it. But he did give the Iranians $150 billion. If brother can remember that, he gave the Iranians, and it was in cash, right? For them not to further their nuclear program, right? And so after he gave them the million, guess what Iran did? They did a 360, 180, and about face, and they turned. So these things been happening to Puerto Rico, which would be the land of the Ephraimites, most Ephraim. We're not saying all Puerto Ricans on the island are from the tribe of Ephraim, but majority of them are. I got a precept, and this is Jeremiah 50 and 38, right? Jeremiah 50 and 38. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 38. Yeah, 50 and 30 out, and it reads, a drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up. For it is the land of graven images, because Puerto Rico don't, they serve white Jesus, right? Most of the city officials are probably Spaniards, right? But we know they worship graven images, right? They big into Catholicism as well. The Catholics down there, Puerto Ricans, Catholics. Right? It says, and they are mad upon their idols. See that? So the Most High is judging Puerto Rico, man. It's like he's judging all the 12 tribes. But Puerto Rico is supposed to be a subsidiary state of the Americas, just like Hawaii and Alaska. Makes up one of the 52 states in America. But yet, when the time for Puerto Rico to get that help, they don't get it because the majority know that these are different people, right? And Of course, we're different because yet Puerto Ricans are Ephraimites, Israelites from the tribe of Ephraim. And I yield with that.
Hey, and it's crazy because my daughter over there right now on vacation, right? And my daughter told me, because she's over there in where the tourists are, she has no problem with water. She has no problem with electricity. But you know that they're going to make sure that the tourist area where America's getting their money out of is actually getting all the things they need, the supplies, the water, the electricity. You know, they're not going to ever be missing anything or lacking anything. But the parts where, like bro talking about, where they probably know that our people actually reside, right? They're probably going to have the problem with getting water, with getting electricity, with getting supplies, right? Because as you further as we go more into Puerto Rico, you're going to find out that it's not only that Trump's actually doing something dirty right now with that oil. Like, it's an underlying agenda with that oil. It's not just, you know, blocking the oil or trying to make Iran submit, but there's actually a more underlying agenda going on. But we'll bring that out more. But let's go back to this video, right? Or this actual sound bite.
Those outages prompted the mayor of San Juan to sue the island's water and sewer authority in late May, with Governor Jennifer Gonzalez acknowledging that the agency's infrastructure has lacked investment and maintenance for decades. Almost 40,000 customers were left without water last month, leading Gonzalez to activate the National Guard. That outage was not tied to the current drought. The U.S. Drought Monitor.
This break is brought to you by Adobe Photoshop. Here to help you make that thing only you could make. Here for when you've got an amazing idea you can't wait to share and you need it to look exactly as you imagined. Photoshop gives you the ultimate image editing and design tools, so you can dial in your creation perfectly down to the last pixel. Make epic images for zine covers, posters, brand graphics, social posts, or anything else you can imagine. Get started at Photoshop.com.
Says 14% of Puerto Rico is currently under a severe drought and another 59% under a moderate drought, up from 18% in late June. Around 2.3 million people out of Puerto Rico's 3.2 million inhabitants are currently living in a region affected by drought, it estimates. Previous droughts have forced Puerto Rico to implement strict rationing measures. In 2016, some 400,000 utility customers received water only every third day. Those hit by water.
And tell me that's not crazy. Brother, you're getting water once every 3 days, brother, as if your toilet. Like, you ain't got to use the bathroom the other 2 days. You see what's going on, Tazawan? Like, it's getting crazy, brother. It's getting kind of heavy out here in the streets, man.
Yeah, calm. Most definitely.
Yeah, that's crazy work, man. Right?
Water shortages have organized protests, while a growing number of legislators are demanding answers. What's happening with the Puerto Rico Water and Sewer Authority cannot be attributed solely to the drought, said Representative Domingo J. Torres. What we're seeing is a management that improvises, that reacts only when the crisis is already upon us, and that has failed to present a clear plan to guarantee access to drinking water. Torres filed a formal request on Wednesday for information about what actions the Water and Sewer Authority is taking to confront the drought and ensure access to potable water, among other things. A spokesman for Puerto Rico's Water and Sewer Agency did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Legislators also held a public hearing this week on the financial impact of water shortages on an island with a nearly 40% poverty rate.
This break is brought to you by Adobe Creative Cloud. With over 20...
So that's letting you know that, they got a 40% poverty rate. Why? That goes back to the curses, man. Right, real quick, man. See, and you can know our people, like Yahusap always say, we got to go back to Deuteronomy 28, man. No matter where we're at, the curses are always prevalent, man. Right? It says, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. I'm going to go right to the point, man. Right? It's the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 45. It says, moreover, all these curses, right? Your food in your basket, your store, right? The stranger that is in you, right? That's the land of Puerto Rico, right? That's their land, but yet how is America controlling it? Right? He says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he command thee. And they, the curses, shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Right? So, hey, no matter what generation you come into the Puerto Ricans, man, you're kind of going to have to go through this. You're kind of going to have your enemy being up high and you being down low, right? We can go throughout all the curses, man, right? Serving your enemy that the Lord said. I mean, you can go throughout all the curses. Puerto Rico's dealing with that, man, right? So, hey, I yield if anybody got anything else to add to that.
Nah.
Con. So we're gonna get into the second video, man. Cause hey, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. Watch this.
What it do? It's your favorite Texas boy, and we are back with another video. If you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, comment. Please check out all the past content if you are wanting to know about Puerto Rico and what's going on. Right now, I'm going to get right to it. We are still in a state of emergency. Puerto Rico is still going through one of the biggest water shortages in a very, very, very long time. The last video, I did a quick video about it because it was kind of just brushing in. But now I'm able to give more of an update, seeing as it has now reached my residence as well. I can speak on it firsthand, what's going on, what you have to deal with, and just kind of give you a more clear view of what, you know, the island deals with. I don't want to say on a regular, but I will say sometimes while you're living out here, these are some of the things you go through. It might be the electricity being off for a little bit. You might have a water shortage. It might be hard for sometimes the food to come in from the docks due to the Jones Act. So,
hey, and they don't even tell you nothing about the Jones Act, right? So, real quick, man, let's deal with the Jones Act real quick, right? Because it's crazy just watching this video, man. Right? So the Jones Act. Let me make this a little bigger for everybody. So the Jones Act, officially known as the Merchant Marine Act of 1920, is significant for Puerto Rico as it recognized the island as an organized but unincorporated U.S. territory and conferred U.S. citizenship to its inhabitants. The act has implications for trade and shipping, as it requires that goods transported between U.S. ports be carried on ships that are built, owned, and operated by U.S. citizens, right? So, hey, you can't even be from another nation and deliver anything to Puerto Rico without the American approval, right? It says this has led to economic discussions regarding its impact on Puerto Rico's economy, including higher shipping rate costs, limited competition. Overall, the Jones Act plays a crucial role in shaping the legal and economic landscapes of Puerto Rico. So, hey, you kind of can't get no food or anything unless America approves it. And if Puerto Rico goes against anything that the American government says, guess what? Sayonara to their food. So I yield.
Yeah, Con, that's a major issue with Puerto Rico because they are a territory of the United States. They don't even list them as a state. I don't think they're like a territory. Just like Washington is a district. They're not governing with the same rules.
No.
That the other 50 states or 51 states have. And one reason it was an overview I looked up of Puerto Rico, and it has everything to do with the damn Edomites, man, here in America, Babylon the Great. It says Puerto Rico faces a complex combination of systemic issues, heavily shaped by its status as a U.S. territory. Like the brother said, no one can do business with Puerto Rico directly because it's a territory of the United States. Geographic vulnerabilities, where it's placed at, where it's at in the islands, and historical governance challenges. See that, talking about the U.S. government historically, because I'm pretty sure the U.S. appoint those people in Puerto Rico to run the island, right? What the brother was saying in the video, the primary challenges, he's right. As of June 25th, 2026, infrastructure and utility failures in Puerto Rico. The island suffered from chronic widespread power outages and failing electrical grids. These energy issues severely compound other infrastructure crises, such as severe recurring water shortages that have led to state of emergency water rationings. So as long as anything associated with America, man, it's not gonna prosper, right? Not even Puerto Rico. Not yet.
Man. And that's mighty, man, because hey, due to America, right? Because watch this, the economic, it says the conclusion of the Jones Act. The Jones Act remains a contentious law in Puerto Rico, balancing national security and maritime industry protection against higher shipping costs and economic burdens for the island. Its effects are felt in everyday goods, pricing, trade decisions, and emergency logistics, making it a central issue in discussions about Puerto Rico's economic and social well-being. So, hey, it kind of poses a major problem for the Israelites, like we always say, because, hey, we're the ones that have the lesser living condition, right? So let's go back to the brother.
Might be dealing with sometimes things being out the stores for a little while. But anyway, let's kind of get to the water shortage. So from what I understand, there was a major pipe breakage in Bayamon, which is where the main water supply system station is at, I believe. But either way, there is a major pipe leak, and from what is being said or from what was told, it could have caused contamination to the island's water that was being flown throughout the city or surfaced throughout the city. So they had to cut the water in order to get the pipe fixed. So what is going on is now basically because the water is not flowing, the island is basically using some type of reservation water. All right. So what's happening right now around the island is you have a bunch of water trucks who are coming from the reserve, and they are delivering water to the designated areas that they are supposed to send it to. So all throughout the city, for the past day and a half, past weeks and a half, 2 to 3 weeks, you've just been seeing water trucks, big old, like looking like 18-wheeler gasoline trucks. They just fill with water, and they'll be making stops at hotels and condos and homes and residences and businesses, and they'll be dropping off the water. And you have to ration that water. And so how that works is how they ration it out here in the city. You get the water 2 times a day. You get it from 7 to 9 a.m. or 7 to 8 a.m., one of those two. And then from 6 to 8 p.m. or 7 to 9 p.m., depending on where you stay. And you only get the water for those 2 hours. You only get the water. You have to do everything you have within those 2 hours. And for some people, it's only an hour, right? For some people, it's only an hour. And so it's been crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually doing this video right now as my water is able to be on. But in a minute here, probably when this video goes up, it's going to go off. And I'm going to have to basically just sit no water until the designated time tonight. So you kind of got to think about that. Water is and
that's mighty, man, because it's like, just imagine, bro, you going 2 days, 3 days without water. Bro, that's so unsanitary. Now you either got to figure out what? You either use the restroom and leave it in your toilet, or you got to go out and dig a hole or whatever it may be. But it's like, bro, this is crazy. And this really remind me of the time of Lamentations, man. Right? This remind me of the time of Lamentations when the Most High turned his face against us, man. And we had to kind of deal with that thing. Right? But I'm going to let this roll a little bit more, man. We'll get more into that.
Basic necessity, right? Water is a basic necessity, and having to plan your day around water is a little bit different. It is definitely an experience. And it also, depending on how many people in the household, could be a traumatic experience, right? Think about it like this. Let's say, for example, you're in the household and your water cuts off. And if you only have one restroom with multiple people in the house, you now have to use the restroom on top of each other until you're able to flush the water again. Does that make sense? So let's say I had to, it sounds crazy. Let's say I had to take a big number 2 and I couldn't hold it. And I had to take a big number 2 after the designated water time. It has to sit in the toilet until the morning when it can be flushed. And if anybody wants to use the restroom after me or after that, they have to go use it on top of that, including if they have to take a number 2. So now you got 2 number 2s sitting on top of each other. So if you got more than 3 people in the household, it could get nasty because everybody has to use the restroom. So, you know, or you could be in the middle of taking a shower, right? And then your water goes off mid-shower if you didn't time it right. And so now your hair may be full of soap, or your body may still be soapy and the water cut off.
And I'm going to bring out this real quick precept, right? We're going to get back to the video. Right? Lamentations. Because this is all this is, man. The Most High just continues to replay things over and over again, right? So it's the book of Lamentations, right? Chapter 5 and verse 4. The book of Lamentations, chapter 5 and verse 4. Because the Most High just continues to play this thing over and over again. It's the book of Lamentations, chapter 5 and verse 4. It says, we have drunken our water for money. Because if we go into some more news events, they tell you that people actually got to come pay to get water trucks to come out and to fill their things. There was this one news report that says he pays $300 a week to get his reservoir tank on top of his roof filled once a week. So it says, we have drunken our water for money, and our wood is sold unto us. Right? It says, our necks are under persecution, and we labor and have no rest. Because, hey, you got to kind of try to figure things out all the time, day from day. So, hey, there ain't nothing new under the sun, man. Right? So, get back to that video.
Or you might have a situation where you can't participate in certain things because you can't shower. Let's say you used to go play basketball Monday night.
You have something you want to say, y'all? What's up?
No,
Okay, come on.
Yeah, I got some real quick.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Come on, bring it out, Ken.
I just wanted to say that, man, I'm just sitting here listening to him, and I ain't been saying that because I'm just listening, bro. Like, whoa, it put me on the time. Like, I remember I was in prison, bro, and that happened to us in prison, and like, we ain't had no water. We couldn't flush the toilets. Like, just imagine the dorm that I was in prison. It's 300 people in the dorm, and they got stalls upstairs. They got stalls downstairs. So you're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 toilets, and then a big old urinal downstairs, and the same amount of toilets, and a big old urinal upstairs. So just imagine 300 people, the toilets flooded, just how he picturing it, just how he's saying it, because I'm picturing it because I actually lived through it in prison. The toilets flooded with feces. Now the urine is flooded to the point where people doing number twos in the sinks, bro. Like we talking about 300 people in a dorm. Like, bro, like I actually lived through that, so it's just giving me flashbacks. Like, bro, that's bad, bro. Like that's bad, and people don't think about it causes sickness, bro. It causes sickness. People go to get sick because they smelling it. That smell coming from the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? You got to inhale all that through your day. You know what I'm saying? It's just bad, bro. It's nasty. I yeah.
Oh, you're right too, man. Hey, Shabbat Shalom, the brother Yahalam. Y'all about that.
Hey, I just want to say, and this is why it's so prevalent to keep we keep the righteous act to the best of our abilities, right? Like for instance, through the history, Ariah like tabernacles, right? Us enduring in the wilderness, right? And now you see this before, because every now and then, I mean, in this situation, we hope for the best for our people. We hope everything get better, but we also looking at reality and the downfall of this kingdom. You know what I'm saying? So to be in the circumstances and in those situations right there is key to keep these righteous acts, man. Because like you said, bro, like you got crap a pile on crap, and that creates feces, and you know what I'm saying? Like it builds up bacteria, germs, and flies, everything, gnats, and it gets contaminated. And then now you're in an environment where you can't even live. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a domino effect. That's just Puerto Rico. Wait till it hit over here. You know what I'm saying? So I yield.
And that's mighty too, because when something happens somewhere else, it's only a preview of what's coming to America. And we know what's coming to a theater near you. It's just when the Most High deems it to be fit. And look at his brother's face. This brother, hey, he's going through it over there, man. And look at how he's living. He's not living in the slums. Where he was living at was beach area. He living good, and he's going through the same thing, man. So, hey, we're going to keep rolling this thing, right?
Or whatever night. Let's say you go work out whatever night. If you might have to be to work in the morning before the water comes on, that means you would have played that sport that night, couldn't take a shower, and then you had to go to work dirty in the morning because you couldn't shower because you got to be to work before they cut the water off. You see what I'm saying? For those, so some people do have to be to work at 6 o'clock in the morning. If they ain't cutting the water on till 7, you have no shower. So it's very, very interesting, and these are just minor situations. You can go to stores, grocery stores, restaurants aren't working some places because they don't have water. So like if you go to a restaurant, you may not be able to get a drink. They may sell you a bottle of water, but you might not be able to get your fountain drink that you normally get because there's no water. So you really want to think about that when you're coming on your trip, because there are a lot of people still coming to Puerto Rico right now. You kind of just want to be cognizant of that while you're on your trip, that right now it is a water shortage. So you want to kind of be able to plan around that. And I want to kind of give you the game right now. These are going to be the times that the water is there. By the time this video's out, I'm hoping that it's fixed, but it's no guarantee. So, if you're having a trip out here, you want to plan your stuff around the times where you want to be able to shower in the morning from 7 to 9. Even if you had a late night the night before, you need to get up and shower 7 to 9. And then you also want to be back around your place with 6 to 8 so you can shower again to take care of your rest of your night. Puerto Rico is still a beautiful place, right? It's still a beautiful place. It still comes with so many perks. It still comes with so many advantages, so many things to be proud of, So this is not a video to down the island. This is not a video to make the island look like it's not a place to be. This is just one of the things, there are trade-offs, right? When you go from one place to the next, there are different trade-offs. You might I might deal with less of things that I thought were a problem up there, but on the trade-off, I may deal with something else, something like this. that may not never been a problem up in the States, but it's okay. If you know how to adapt, if you know how to adjust, and you know how to, make things happen, yeah, it'll work. You know what I'm saying? It won't be as bad as you think. But it is a necessity, though. I don't want to make this seem like that isn't something that needs to be fixed ASAP, because it is not something that you should have to deal with, especially considering as it's a part of an American country. You know what I'm saying? As you might say, oh, it's owned by the United States. Puerto Rico is still its own country, but it just happens to be owned a colony of the United States. So I truly believe that that's something that needs to be addressed and worked on. Is their water system and their electric system, the electricity grid, only the monopoly that they have on the electricity grid, and how only one company is available out here essentially to get electricity. But yeah, this is something that you're gonna be hearing about in the future until it gets fixed, because it is a problem. It does cause delays. It does cause confusion. It does cause misunderstanding, timing issues. It just causes a lot. So you gotta be able to make it work when these type of things happen. But I wanted to give a more in detail and in depth, conversation on it, because it does matter. You know what I'm saying? That these living conditions, if you're at home with children, babies, you need water. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you're at home with the kids, water is a necessity. I have 4 children myself, and yeah, it's a necessity. So it's just tough to see, and it's a tough experience. But it's also a humbling experience as well to, let us know that it is a blessing when we up in the States, in the mainland states, and we do have natural running water at all times. When we have natural running water at all times, that is a blessing. That is something that you can be grateful for. It is something that you should appreciate, because you do have countries like Puerto Rico where you can have an entire day and not have access to water. You'll be having, out of the 24 hours in a day, you have access to water for 4 of them. And that's crazy how we live by so much water, but it doesn't work like that. That's salt water. You can't just, you get what I'm saying? But it's a whole filtering and processing system that requires to get water. So we just want to make you guys aware up there in the mainland, or just in the world in general. We want to make you guys aware of the issues that are going on the island. As someone who has moved here and is, I'm not new anymore. I've been here 2 years now, but if some here has moved here and gone through the experiences that the islanders have gone through, I understand. I fully understand their perspective on their position with the United States, their relationship with the United States, how it's so tense and walking on eggshells. I get it, because it's like, you deal with things like this. And when it comes to leadership and who's going to be the next president, or who's going to decide or help this country, they get no say so. Anybody who is a resident of Puerto Rico does not.
Hey, you see what he just said, though? Hey, he said, but when it, America owns it and this is their country. But when it comes to having a say so on what the government does or how they operate, the citizens or the national government of Puerto Rico have no say so. That's crazy, bro. That's madness.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Me either, bro.
I didn't know that Puerto Rico was owned by America. I never knew that. So I heard him address the beach water. So the beach water can't be used as a mechanism to even flush the toilet. The beach water can be used for that.
Oh yeah. Like, that's what I was thinking too. Like, you could go get buckets of water from the island. From the water and use it to flush your toilet. Just the drinking purposes, no. But yeah, I was thinking that too. I'm like, well, you can flush your toilet with it.
Yeah, even you can go to the beach, just take you some soap and get in the water, and kind of Clean yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, bro, when there's drastic measures call for drastic times, but I know people be, you know, people don't think like that, but I'm just saying, bro,
And and that's why the Most High allows us. He prepares us for these moments. And like Arya said, this ain't it. This is just the tip of the iceberg. This ain't it. It's gonna get 10 times worse than this, bro.
Yeah.
And we all gotta be prepared for it.
And you're absolutely right, King, because
Yeah.
oh, you got it, y'all was out.
Yeah, and Ham over there, the Most High. Ham don't even much got no electricity over there. They live without electricity every day. Just imagine that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
Like,
normal for them.
yeah, that's normal for them. Like, we enjoy coming in the house to AC and and all that, being able to turn TV on, being able to turn the stove on, being able to, you know what I'm saying, like, do the thing. We don't even much think about that. So it's like, bro, like, I agree with what Deke said, man. All praise to the Most High for these feast days that we learn how to like live without being comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
the Israelites, when they having the Israelites gonna be thriving. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And the world gonna be in a panic, and we gonna be, sitting around playing cards and
Right. Hey yo, just like how they look at us right now as bug outs, we gonna be looking at them panicking, don't know what to do because they forsake the Lord. You get what I'm saying? So, hey, the Most High get the last laugh. He said, "Hey, God cannot be mocked. Whatever the man sowed, that's what he also reaped." You know what I'm saying? So, I just want to say this real quick because it's good that Jeremiah brought that up about electricity, right? Now, Ariel, you know I called you like a couple weeks ago about on my side of Raleigh, right? And I was out of power for it was more than like 6 hours. You know what I'm saying? But it was just giving me flashbacks on when New York had a blackout for like 2 or 3 days. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying, like, I'm giving experience on like accounts on when, like, when you ain't got nothing. What he said water is a necessity.
A necessity, yeah.
A necessity, right? When you don't have the necessities of electricity, water, food, all these things come to where you may panic and you may just, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people kill themselves. They like, look, it's the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what to do. In measures and drastic measures like that. But that's why these laws are so prevalent, because we must keep them. Because they give us a conscience, they give us a state of mind to not be worried and don't, the Most High, trust in the Most High, because He gonna take care of you. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what man can do for you, you know what I mean? Because man can't help you in those days. You know what I'm saying? And like he said, it's survival of the fittest. But we gotta keep these laws to the best of our abilities, man. And I yell.
Hey, and I'm gonna bring out Isaiah 65, verse 12 through 14. It says, therefore will I number you to the sword. Like bro said, hey, because in Lamentation it says, greater is him that died by the sword than him that died from famine, man. So it says, therefore I will number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear. But you did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. There, verse 13, therefore thus saith Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but you shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy, like Jeremiah said, of heart, but ye shall cry of sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Right? So, hey, the Most High said that, right? Because, hey, in that time, like the brothers were saying, because we're practicing the righteous acts, some of them things, fasting, praying, not eating, not drinking, right? Kind of have to live a primitive life when we're doing the tabernacles. Hey, we kind of going through those righteous acts right now, and the Most High shows that in the scriptures, and the world gets used to the world, and they're gonna find out in the end, man, that hey, they should have did what thus saith Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, that rich port is not so rich no more, man. It's like a poor port. Now, after Esau came in and drained all the resources, in Puerto Rico, Now, it becoming a poor port. And I was reading there's actually billionaires in Puerto Rico. I was looking that up. There's billionaires, there's celebrities, right? Like you said, your daughter that's in Puerto Rico right now, she's in the tourist district. Now we already know the tourist district operate probably on a different grid, a different water system, water treatment center. Because your brothers know you cannot run water without electricity. So if the grid is bad, on top of a busted pipe or poor plumbing, that could be a catastrophic event where even if you do get the water back on, you still don't have the electricity, the pumps from the electricity to get it to the residents, right? This is I'm gonna go to Job chapter 22 right fast. So this is Job, the book of Job chapter 22, and I'm gonna start with verse 5. Job chapter 22 and verse 5, because it's all Esau, right? Like they said that the Puerto Ricans there have no say so in no U.S. elections, even though Puerto Rico is a so-called state of the United States or owned by the United States, but they have no say so in how Puerto Rico is being ran. That is Job 22 and 5. It said, "It's not thy wickedness great and thy iniquity is infinite," right? That's Esau. "For thou hast taken a pledge from thy brother for naught, and stripped the naked of their clothes." See that? They taking all the resources from Puerto Rico and stripped them. Now they, can't even basic necessities, water, electricity is something you think that would never fail in a country like America, or the United States. Verse 7, this is the point. "Thou hast not given water to the weary to drink." See, they ain't giving them, they can't get no water. When you think of water, it's just not for drinking. You got to wash your clothes, you got to cook. You need water, to plant, you need water, to bathe yourself, things of that nature. It says, "They have not given water to the weary to drink, and thou hast withholden bread from the hungry." See that? And that could be an array of things, not just talking about food. It could be resources. This could be, just the overall quality of having a better life that they take away, especially in these countries these states like Puerto Rico, maybe Hawaii, Alaska, these states that don't dwell on the mainland, but is a subsidiary of the United States, either through either corporate greed or, just like they say, the colonization, of Puerto Rico, right? And I yield with that.
And that's mighty, man, because, hey, that's exactly what they doing, man. And they starting to wear out the saints, like Daniel say, man. So, all right, well, further ado, let's finish the last little bit and get to the next portion of the 12 tribes.
Not get the opportunity to vote for the United States president. The highest vote of seat they can vote for is the governor. So it's like, yeah, I understand the story. What? Your hands are tied. You kind of just got to deal with it. And so I understand that for the islanders and for the people. I understand that for the islanders, for the people. And so we just want to make you guys aware that the water shortage is extreme. It was very, very intense for a lot of people. And we hope that there's understanding in that, and that there's understanding that, water is a basic necessity. So hopefully by the time y'all see this, we'll be back in position. But until then, I just wanted to give y'all an update on the true nature of how it's working, what you have to deal with, kind of give you a visual of what you could potentially be dealing with multiple people in the household and no water, not able to you cook dinner, you can't wash dishes. You see what I'm saying? Till the next morning, depending on what time you cook, you got to everybody be home basically before 5. Which sometimes can be odd. They might play sports. They might do this. You never know. So yeah, I will see y'all next episode. I'm going to be getting back out in the street soon. I just had to give y'all this update. Been inside, been handling business. So got a lot of things coming soon. Talk to y'all soon. Love y'all. Peace.
Hey, real quick, Ariel.
Yep.
And you only must think about if you got a household of 3 or 4, like for your household, Ariel, Just for instance, not saying something gonna happen. We ain't speaking that, but I'm just saying, you ain't thinking about the time that it take for people to use the bathroom. If they gotta do number two, how long they gonna be in there? You know, like if they got to shower, how long they gonna be in there? You only got 2 hours to use the water. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, you got to manage that time right. If you got multiple people in the house, like that can be scary, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that's crazy work, man. So, hey, that's Puerto Rico. So now let's get to our brothers in Cuba, man. All right, let's get to our brothers in Cuba. Right? So Cuba right now is experiencing repeated national blackouts due to fuel shortages, right? So remember I was talking about that underlying agenda? So the underlying agenda over there, right, is for not them trying to, you know, choke out Iran, but they literally are choking out some of these smaller countries because they know that if they can get these smaller countries to choke out, they can kind of take full control of these countries, right? So it says Cuba National Electric Grid has suffered multiple total collapses in 2026, with the most recent blackouts affecting roughly 10 million people across the island. On July 10th, 2026, the grid collapsed for the second time in a week. So just imagine, brother, like we was talking about with them having water problems. Now just imagine not having no electricity. Brother, that's going air conditioned. That's going into you cooking, because a lot of places don't have gas furnaces. A lot of places are dealing with electrical appliances. Your refrigerator, now you're losing all your food. Your deep freezer, now you're losing the rest of your food. So just imagine these things. And they're talking about 2 in a 7-day period, bro. So I mean, you only got electricity for we don't even know how much time. It says marking the 4th nationwide outage this year. The outages have disrupted essential services, including water supply, like Yawasat was saying, because it controls your water, refrigeration, and this is one we don't ever think about, the healthcare. What about people on ventilation machines? What about people on pacemaker type regulators? People that got to get blood transfusions and cleaning of their liver, right? With tens of thousands of surgeries postponed. What if you had a heart condition and you needed your heart worked on? Now it's postponed. Your heart, you got 2 valves that has failed, bro. They didn't collapse or whatever it may be. Watch this. It says fuels, the primary factors behind Cuba's power crisis include fuel shortages due to the U.S. oil blockade, which has cut off Venezuela oil shipments and limited imports from other allies. So they're talking about the fuel shortages from Iran in America, but nobody's talking about the fuel shortages from Venezuela, right? It says aging and poorly maintained infrastructure. Kind of sound like the same situation that we just heard back in Puerto Rico. It says with many thermal power plants operating well below capacity and frequent mechanical failures. It says high electricity demand, particularly from residential air conditioning and small to medium-sized businesses. It says specific plant failures, such as Antonio Guterres power plant in Manizales, and other thermal units across the country. Cuba's reliance on oil-fired thermoelectric plants, which provide over 90% of electricity, makes the system highly vulnerable to fuel disruptions. So, hey, and it goes to the years that all this happened. So without further ado, let's get to some situations, man. Some video.
It's the third power outage to affect Cuba in the span of 10 days. Fuel shortages.
So it said, brother, look, it said then they had 3 outages in a 10-day period. That's crazy work. And they don't tell you how long the outages were, right? But I'm gonna let it play. You got it, y'all. What's out?
No, you can go ahead, King.
All right, come on.
Placed the country's national grid under pressure once again on Tuesday. While residents out on the streets of Havana were unsurprised, the new reality has become difficult to bear.
We're stressed. Our food spoils. In fact, we have to buy day by day because it's impossible to buy food for the whole week, the month. It's impossible, just impossible.
It's 20 or more hours without electricity, and every so often.
See, and that's what I was talking about. You're going 20 or more hours with no electricity. That's crazy work, man.
Hey, go ahead, King. Sluggy, go ahead, King.
No, I was just gonna say, and it goes back to what y'all was saying. You have no pump for the water.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do y'all know the scripture where it says? I think it's in Amos. I will start at the house of Israel first. Is it?
Yeah.
Is it Amos? I'm trying to look for it real quick because I know it's a twofold. I know that's talking about us that's out there on the highways and byways and teaching the word. The Most High going to come at us first, but it's also for our people too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't where you see this at going on in other countries. You went to Puerto Rico, now you in Cuba right now, right, Ariana? And that's our people. So I'm just saying, like, look, this where is this happening to the Chinese man or the Moab or like Jeremiah said, Ham been going through this, so that ain't nothing new to Ham. You know what I'm saying? But like these other nations ain't like going through these dramatic events right now. You know what I'm saying? You know where it's at, Arya? The Amos.
I think you're talking about First Peter.
Peter, yep.
First Peter. Okay,
yeah,
Con.
Yeah. Chapter 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
4:17.
Yeah.
4:17. Con. Go ahead.
So this is the book of First Peter, chapter 4, verse 17. For the time is come that judgment must first begin in the house of Yahweh.
Right.
And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh?
Right. So if you're not even obeying the gospel, like, dang, how is it bad going to be for you? And that's a lot of our people. That's a lot of our people that just don't want to listen, that don't want to learn. Think they're gonna figure it out on their own, and man is just gonna help them out. You know what I'm saying? So I yield on that, King.
Right, and I'm gonna read 18. And if the
I
righteous,
was just going to say that. Go ahead. Yeah, Con.
and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?
One more.
Verse 19. Wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of Yahweh, the keeping of their souls to him in well-doing as unto a faithful creator.
So, and that's a foreshadow of Manasseh and Ephraim, man. Like, they was in Egypt when Joseph was reigning. So the days of Puerto Rico, in the beginning, I'm not saying now, but I'm pretty sure Puerto Rico had a time where it was thriving, tourist attraction was flourishing. You had, all this, the seas, right? The oceans and the waters were pure. In Cuba, up until after the Cuban crisis of Castro in the 80s, when they started allowing, Manasseh to leave, come to America. So at some point, these nations was thriving, and now you look at it now, these are the times of trouble with, of course, Ephraim Manasseh was in that time of the Exodus as well in Egypt. So it's just a foreshadowing of, like the brother said, he's gonna start with us first. And mostly the nations that we're in, these are the nations that's catching hell. And I yield with that.
And it's crazy too, because even right here, just like over there in Ephraim, right? It says that the energy is their energy rationing and scheduling outages to conserve fuel. So they literally are doing the same thing that they were doing over there in Puerto Rico in the tribe of Ephraim. They're literally giving you, access to the water, right? They're giving them access to electricity for so many hours, and they kind of cutting it off, and then they kind of coming back, and they kind of doing it that way, man. Right? Hey, Shalom says, hey, Shamar, man. Right? And she's saying is how it is in Nigeria all the time. See? Hey, so it's letting you know, man, that hey, they're not just limiting it to where everything going, man. Hey, it's happening. If you're a child of Israel and you know what's going on, like he said, let me get this real quick.
To that lady point, man, there's a lot of Israelites in Nigeria, so to her point.
Right? Hey, and this is one of my favorite precepts, Tazo, I know, man. The book of St. John, chapter 8, verse 32, because we know it if we're in the Israelite community, right? And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. So you're going to know why everything's going on. It's not going to take you by any stretch of a lack of an imagination that, hey, this is happening. Why? Because they're targeting the children of Yasharallah, man. Right? So, hey, anybody got anything to add before we go back to the video?
Yeah, I got one more precept.
Okay, bring it out.
Yeah. On the book of Second Esdras, chapter 15. And you could start at verse 8. No, start at verse 5. Verse 5.
It's the book of Second Esdras, chapter 8 and verse 5. 15.
Sorry, Slaggy. Start at 4 again. I'm sorry, bro.
You all right, bro? It's the book of Second Esdras, chapter 15 and verse 4. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Verse 5, behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Right. So, yeah, keep going, my bad.
For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hopeful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith Yahweh, I will hold my tongue no more, as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
Right. You can yell on that. So, the plagues it's just like you said, it's just it's a starting kit. Like this ain't it. Don't think like, oh, it's just gonna come after overnight. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna hit America real soon. Like it's slowly but surely coming. Like you said, through a theater near you. You know what I'm saying? It's just the Most High just letting you know, if you're not paying attention to prophecy and you're not being on guard, you're not being a watchman, then you, like you said, Ariana, you're going to be surprised by it. But like you said, that scripture you just brought out before this one, we paying attention to these things, man. That's why we doing a current events class right now about it. You know what I'm saying? To give warning to our people, be aware, stay in the spirit, keep keeping the law, statute, commandments to the best of your abilities. Now, yeah.
And without further ado, we're gonna go back to the video, man. This is edifying. We pray all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai. Everybody getting a little understanding of what's going on outside of the wars, because we know the wars are going on, right? And that's something different too. Like, cause stuff is going on in Russia and Ukraine. Like that's still going on. Ukraine just bombed Russia, and it's getting crazy over there. And not to go off the topic, so it's a lot of stuff going on, man. So we just really just bringing you just some of the other stuff that's going on in the midst of what the main, what's on the forefront of what's going on, right?
And it comes back and turns it on for 2 or 3 hours, and then it's 2 or 3 more days. But we carry on. Cubans are like that.
The situation has gone from bad to worse in Cuba after Washington imposed a fuel blockade earlier this year. It's part of the Trump administration's campaign to pressure the country's communist rulers. But the harsh measures from Washington are so far-reaching, they're affecting all aspects of life in Cuba.
It affects families, workplaces, it affects transport, it affects everything. The situation we're going through is upsetting because no one would not want to be without water or electricity, without electricity to have light, to be able to watch television, to be able to do all those things. And that truly gets to you.
Relations between the U.S. and Cuba have been in a downward spiral after Venezuela's Nicolas Maduro was ousted by Washington. Caracas was Havana's staunchest ally and largest supplier of fuel. While some of Cuba slowly got their power back Wednesday, conditions are unlikely to improve. Earlier this week, the Trump administration imposed sanctions on the Cuban tourism ministry as well as other entities. The latest sign, Washington is determined to bring Cuba's leaders to heel.
See that? So the common denominator is the United States. And all in the whole world, common denominator is the damn Edomites and Amalek, man, the grandchildren of Esau, right? Because with that article, it's saying the same thing. If you go to World News Cuba, it's saying the same thing. It said Cuba is experiencing its worst social economic crisis in decades, characterized by extreme food scarcity, widespread medicine shortages, and rolling power blackouts. This collapse stems from a devastating fuel crisis exacerbated by the U.S. sanctions and shifting geopolitical ties, compounded by natural disasters and the aging population. Top crisis, energy and fuel shortages, a severe lack of oil, deepened by the U.S. fuel blockage of geopolitical shift in Venezuela, had crippled the electrical grid, leaving citizens during blackouts for up to 22 hours a day. Crazy.
So watch this.
But I think Cuba's the end. You know, all my life I've been hearing about the United States and Cuba. When will the United States do it? I do believe I'll be having the honor of taking Cuba. That'd be good. That's a big honor.
Taking Cuba.
Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth? They're a very weakened nation.
Hey, you see what this devil said? Whether I take it, free it, I could do whatever I want with it.
Dang.
Come on, man. This is wicked, man. This is wicked, bro. And these are the devil that we deal with, man. Like, watch this.
Right now, they were for a long time. Very violent leaders. Castro was a very violent leader. His brother's a very violent leader. Extremely violent. That's how they governed. They governed with.
Hey, what about them though?
Esau got the nerve. Esau got the nerve to call somebody violent, boy.
Come on, brother.
He damn devils.
Oh man. Hey, Jeremiah. You hear the brothers, the guy that called somebody violent. This the guy that got a blockade, bombing people, killing people. Yeah, they're violent.
That's the work, bro. Killing children and stuff for no reason, for greed, bro.
Come on, bro.
You know, hey, the scriptures say that they never get enough, man. Let me find that right quick. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Right. They wake up thinking of mischief on their bed.
Yeah.
They wake up to it.
Find that right quick.
That's crazy.
That's why King David said that. We read that Psalms 139:18 earlier. Right? Said the damn stay away from these bloody men. He saw the bloody men. Right? Psalm 26:9, before Jeremiah get that, it said, gather not my soul with sinners, nor my life with bloody men. He saw the bloody, hey, that's one man. That a lot of our people are learning, our women are learning, and our young men of Israel are learning. You cannot trust them. Don't go nowhere with them. The young man that just got killed in Mississippi, you know, trust his enemy. How can you be a only Israelite with all them damn Edomites, man? I couldn't have did it. Well, that's scary. Like brother saying, when you in the elevator full of Edomites, you get nervous, right? You be ready. Hey, you got just you're just uncomfortable with them, you know. Not yet.
And I ain't gonna lie, y'all was I'll be like, nah, I'll catch the next one, or I'll take the stairs. And I'm not doing it. If it ain't not one of our people in that elevator with me, nah, I'm good. Because we just don't trust them. Just like how we walk in the streets and they carry their purse real tight. We do the same thing with them now. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing it. We should have been doing it. And that's why we telling our people to stay that way, man. Don't let your guard down because they are not your friends. They don't care nothing for you. They're trying to cut the name of Israel from being a remembrance. That's their agenda. That's their main goal. You know what I'm saying? I yell.
Right. So it's the book of Isaiah 56 and 11.
That's show what I was finna get to, King.
That's for you. No, it's for you. No, I was bringing it up for you.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm finna tell you. I was saying you was in the spirit because I was finna tell you to pull that.
Right. This is the book of Isaiah 56 and 11. It says, yea, they are greedy dogs, which can never have enough. And they are shepherds that cannot understand. They all look to their own way, every one for his gain from his quarter. Come.
Yeah, and we know that's talking about. We talking about we know that's talking about the rulership in Israel. You know what I'm saying? That scattered the sheep. You know what I'm saying? But you can add that across the board with Esau too, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it talks about it in Psalms too. I mean, not Psalms, Proverbs.
Proverbs, yeah.
Proverbs in 27 and 20, where it talks about the eyes of man are never satisfied. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't get enough, bro. They always thinking about more and more and more, taking more, take. It's in their nature, bro.
And that's Mikey.
Yeah, Khan, that's right. That's right. I'm gonna got one more for you, King. I'll go to Micah 2 and 1. Micah 2 and 1. Because that's what they do, right? They go to bed thinking about it. Like we meditate in the scriptures, they meditate on evil. How can we overthrow the nations? Because we already got Israel in the nation. They destroyed. But they don't know we waking up though. They don't know. They thinking they still got us here, but they just concentrate on the other nations. How can they get ahead of the other nations? Micah 2 and 1. It said, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses, see that? And houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. See that? So Edomites, man, they just heard Trump say, I could take them. I could take them. I could take it, or I can join them, or I could, whatever he just said, wicked. He's going to take a whole damn country, bro. He just ain't going to take it. He's going to take the whole country, bro. Like, if that's not wicked, I don't know what. He didn't say help them. Right, yeah, they right there. They're only 90 miles apart. There's a lot of Cubans in America, in Florida region. You know, yes, we probably can help the Cubans, right? But he know who are the Cubans. He know majority of the Cubans are Israelites from the tribe of Manasseh. And I yield with that.
So while you're going to listen to the last of this video, we're going to get to the next tribe.
Violence, but a lot of people would like to go back. But
he said a lot of people would like to go back. Come on, man. So here we go, man. Dominica, man. What's happening in Dominica, right?
When people picture the Dominican Republic, they often imagine pristine beaches, all-inclusive resorts, and of course, bachata. But behind this picturesque destination lies something much more violent. For decades, the Dominican government has terrorized Haitians and people of Haitian descent. It's beaten people, deported.
Hey, and real quick, let's go to the precepts, because he said they terrorized the people of Haiti, right? Real quick, back to the curses. How do you know there are people? We got to always go back to the curses, right? Real quick, through the spirit. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54. It says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother. They don't even realize that they're brothers, right? They don't even realize they're the same people. Your brother. One bridge separates the nation of Haiti from the nation of Dominica, but yet they hate each other. They're the same people. They're going to even say it in the video, right? It says, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave, right? So, hey, it's letting you know some of the curses that happened to Yasharallah and our people, man. Right? So, hey.
Let me touch on that right fast, King. Touch on that. I'm gonna be fast. This is it said the Dominican Times, right, said Dominican Republic faces several interconnected societal, economic, and geopolitical challenges. The country battles systemic corruption and inequality, with many marginalized as rural communities lacking access to quality healthcare, education, and basic infrastructure. At the geopolitical level, the nation grapples with the highly complex migration issues stemming from ongoing violence and instability in neighboring Haiti. While the Dominican Republic relies heavily on low-cost Haitian labor, particularly in agriculture and construction, it simultaneously struggles with rising anti-Haitian sentiments, frequent mass deportation, and structural discrimination. See that? So, like you said, they don't even know that they're the same. They are brothers out of the same nation of Israel, but yet, they pretty much hate one another, like you just brought out. His eyes should be even towards his brother. You know what I'm saying? So that's a issue I've been plaguing both Dominican and Haitian for a long time, and I yield with that.
And this is current too.
Them and even strip them of their birthright citizenship, and it's gotten away with it. The Dominican.
And did you see that real quick? Watch, I want to just play that again. They literally say, I'm Dominican.
Haitian descent. It's beaten people, deported them, and even stripped them of their birthright citizenship.
Yeah, I'm Dominican like you. So even they know they're the same people, right? Crazy work.
And it's gotten away with it. The Dominican government claims it's simply enforcing immigration laws, but the story goes much deeper.
The racism, the discrimination in the Dominican Republic, you can talk about these two concepts without talk about anti-Haitian, because it's like they connect. A lot of people will say, oh no, I am not racist.
And look at that right there. This is literally what divides Haiti from Dominica. That bridge. Once you cross that line, you're over in Dominica. And it's just like how everybody try to come to America, Haiti and Dominica, right? Hey, they trying to come over to the Dominican border, but of course, they got the guns, they got the militia, they got the brigade, right? Stopping them, right? So we'll go ahead and play that again. That's crazy, man.
About anti-Haitian, because it's like they connect. A lot of people will say, oh no, I am not racist, but I don't want Haitian in my country.
Here's the thing, the Dominican Republic's anti-Haitianism is so notorious that in 2022, the U.S. Embassy warned Black American travelers that they might be mistaken for Haitian migrants and wrongfully detained. See, Dominican identity has been built on anti-Haitianism and anti-Blackness all the way back to before the Dominican Republic even existed.
They used to teach us when the Christopher Columbus come to the island, they give our indigenous people mirror. They take our gold. I used to say, I don't know what happened with the mirror that Christopher Columbus gave us, because we are not able to see ourselves and see we are Black.
The Dominican Republic and Haiti are actually neighboring countries on the same island. A look at the island of Hispaniola reveals a stark divide. Let's start in 1697. That's when France and Spain split the island after the 9 Years' War into San Domingue and Santo Domingo. The French side became the world's most profitable colony at the time, exporting sugar, coffee, and indigo. But those profits came at a cost. Plantation owners worked enslaved Black people to death. It was so bad that in 1791, the people enslaved in San Domingue revolted and sparked the Haitian Revolution. Meanwhile, Santo Domingo wasn't that successful of a colony for the Spanish. It was less developed, had fewer enslaved people, and a more mixed population. Things were still unfair, but not quite as brutal as next door. In 1804, San Domingue won its independence from France, becoming the first free Black republic. It renamed itself Haiti. Fast forward to 1822, Haiti, trying to protect itself from being invaded or colonized again, occupied the eastern part of the island, which had recently won independence from Spain. This is where the complicated relationship began. At first, some Dominicans were relieved at being free from European rule, but that didn't last long. During Haiti's 22
Hey, and that was the same thing like when we was coming out of Egypt, right? When we first got out of Egypt, they were so happy that they didn't have to, you know what I'm saying, be underneath the bondage of Egypt. But then after they got a little bit into that journey into the wilderness, they're like, man, we wish we was back by the flesh pot. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. You got it, King. I yield, man. It's crazy work.
No, that's crazy. Let's go to Genesis 34 and showing that these are the same brothers that should be fighting against the enemy, right? But somehow they just destroy for lack of knowledge. We're not destroyed because we lazy, we can't come together, we can't use our resources to come together and build. Most I say we destroy for a lack of knowledge. In Genesis 34, in verse number 25, and it came to pass on the third day when they were sore, the two sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, so-called Dominican Republicans, and the so-called Haitians, see that? Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword and came up upon the city boldly and slew all the males. And they slew Hamor and Shechem, his son, with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah out of Shechem's house, and went out. So the island of Hispaniola, which is current Dominican Republic, and the land of Haiti, those are brothers and sisters from the tribe of Levi and from the tribe of Simeon, who don't even know, and that's the world's best kept secret, right? Because of dark skin. You know what I'm saying? That's how we don't go by skin color. Because just like they oppressing the darker Dominicans in the land, they despise the Haitians that live right next door to them, and that's been destroyed, for a lack of knowledge, right? And I yield that.
Hey, and I'm gonna pull a quick precept, right? Genesis 49:6, right? Real quick, just to let you know that what we just saw was prophecy, man. It says this, the book of Genesis, I'm gonna start at verse 5. Chapter 49, verse 5, it says, Simeon and Levi are brethren, right? So they brothers. She said, hey, I'm Dominican, I'm a Levi. I mean, I'm Haitian, like we're the same people. It says, instruments of cruelty are in their habitation. O my soul, come not thou into their secret and into their assembly. My honor be not thou united. For in their anger they slew a man, and in their self-will they dig down a wall. So now they got a damn wall of partition, right? They kind of divided, man, by a wall, by that line, by that bridge. Now they can't even say, well, they can't even go and hang out with their fellow brethren because, hey, they hate each other because of the curse, man. So, hey, all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai, they will not be united, right? Be not thou united. So, hey, they can't even be united as one brother. With that, hey, I yield, man.
2-year occupation, it abolished slavery, redistributed land, broke up the Catholic Church's power, and pushed for French to replace Spanish.
Hey, y'all, what's up? You got anything to add to that?
No,
okay.
Response, a secret society began plotting to break away from Haiti and form an independent
See that cross right there, don't you?
Hey, and did you hear what he just said, though? She said, a secret society. Ain't that how they always do? Real quick, man.
Why they got that Jesus cross in there?
Hey, and he said secret society, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit Tazawan's favorite precept, man. Right. Right, this book of chapter 83 and verse 1. It says, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. And we know that tumult is a gathering, man. It says, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel. We know that's a secret gathering, man. A secret council, kind of like trying to conspire. It said, against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. This is the point. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. And we know that first one, Tabernacles of Edom, is the one that we're talking about right here, right now, with this naked, nasty cross. All right, watch.
Broke up the Catholic Church's power and pushed for French to replace Spanish. In response, a secret society began plotting to break away from Haiti and form an independent Dominican state. And on February 27, 1844, Santo Domingo declared independence, rebranding itself as the Dominican Republic. So you see, by 1844, you had two totally different countries sharing one island. Haiti, born from a slave revolt with a mostly black population and French-based Creole culture, and the Dominican Republic with a more mixed population and the Spanish language, founded by a secret society largely made up of white Dominican elites.
Hey, I gotta pull this up because he said mixed, right? He said mixed. Why did the Most High say what he said? He told us, man. Right, Deuteronomy, chapter 7, a classic, man. Right. Where's where he said, "Do not mix, do not take your sons." Oh, that's numbers.
3. 7.
Yeah, no, I had it on numbers. I'm like,
Deuteronomy 7, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was 7. It says Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1. It says, when Yahweh thy power shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and have cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites and the Girgashites and the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And when Yahweh thy power shall deliver them from before thee, thou shalt smite them, utterly destroy them, and thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Right? It says, neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of Yahweh be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. So, hey, that's why, hey, they had that cross. That's why they were dealing with Santo Domingo, right, in the Christian and Catholic faith, because they kind of left they roots, man. Right? That's why he said they wanted to mix over here, but hey, they were only the black population over here, and they were white Dominican elites. So we always wanted to be with them instead of being who we are. Right? So,
Esau changed his name.
Yeah.
He says he's a white Dominican.
Yeah.
See that? Where's that at in the Bible?
Oh man.
Hey, Tazawan, you gotta be careful, man. When you go over there, get your white brother. You don't want no white Dominican.
Oh man.
I don't want no Spaniards, man. No Spaniards.
And you never know, because they'll play the role good. Or flip flop you.
Elites. Now, the thing is, this occupation left some deep scars. For Dominicans, it became a big part of their national identity, this idea of resisting Haitian control. It fueled a lot of anti-Haitian sentiment and anti-blackness that still influences many aspects of.
It's an anti-blackness, brother. How can you be black but you anti-black? And that reminds me of your boy David Chappelle when he said the first black supremacist. Come on, man.
Right. That's ignorance. That's ignorant. Her commentation too of making quotes like that, which it echoes the negative sentiment. But we know that black is just a color, not the crayon box. But she's making it as if it holds some value or weight towards the Haitian people. You know.
Dominican society today.
You know, it's been so difficult to be Haitian in the Dominican Republic. Being called Haitian is borderline offensive in the sense that people are not saying it as a term of endearment or just to identify you as that is your ethnic descent. They're saying that in a pejorative way, right?
While anti-Haitian sentiment started during the occupation, it cemented itself during the dictatorship of Rafael Trujillo. Trujillo's regime, initially backed by the U.S., aggressively promoted a national.
Hey, once again, did you hear what they just said? It was backed by the U.S. Let's replay that.
Trujillo's regime, initially backed by the U.S.
Initially backed by the U.S. You can always tell when a snake slither into camp. You know what I'm saying? The snake gonna always bite you, brother. Like we say, who gonna pity a snake charmer, man? Hey, look at that, man. That's crazy work. If you always want to know if something wicked is to be seen or to be found, always know America's backing it. You.
The common denominator of all wickedness that goes on in area of the nation, the common denominator will always be America and Esau.
Or Babylon the Great.
Aggressively promoted a nationalist ideology known as Dominicanidad through the media and public speeches. The main goal? To create a clear distinction between Dominican and Haitian identities, often portraying Haiti as a threat to Dominican culture and values. The government rewrote Dominican history to portray Haitians as constant aggressors and a danger to the country.
Hey, did you hear that? They rewrote the Dominican history. Brother, let me bring back out what we just read, brother. Right? Psalms chapter 83. Hey, that's crazy work, bro. Like, they just keep on repeating everything who they are. That's how you know who they are. Right? The book of Psalms chapter 83 and verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yasharallah may be no more in remembrance. Come on, brother. Let's rewind that part, man.
Distinction between Dominican and Haitian identities, often portraying Haiti as a threat to Dominican culture and values. The government rewrote Dominican history to portray Haitians as constant aggressors and a danger to the country's independence. Trujillo embedded hate against anything with African origins, not just Haitian. He promoted the idea of blanqueamiento, the whitening of the Dominican population.
Blanqueamiento, man. The whitening of the nation, man. That's wicked, bro.
He even wore makeup to whiten his skin and went as far as relabeling many Dominicans of African descent Indio, which means Indian, to distance themselves from their blackness. Here's the kicker. Trujillo's grandmother was actually Haitian. Today, more than 45% of Dominicans still self-identify as Indio versus the 8% who identify as only Black. Even though it's estimated more than 70% of Dominicans have African ancestry, the trends of blanqueamiento can still be seen today.
I am Dominican. I am Dominican of Haitian descent. A lot of people, Black, Dominican, they don't understand my reality. Just because they believe they are not Black. If foreign people see us, we don't look different. But between us, they teach us to see us as a difference. The difference could be in the tone of how Black I look, how dark is my skin complexion, or how I dress, or how I do my hair.
See, racialization in the Dominican Republic, like the rest of Latin America, is layered and complicated.
In Latin America and the Caribbean, particularly Dominican Republic, what we have is people are racialized by their phenotype, right? So irrespective if you have even two Black parents, right, and they may be both dark skinned, if you come out light skinned, you can be categorized as a different racial category, where in the US, that would not be the case.
These assumptions about who's Dominican and who's Haitian wind up having major impacts on people's lives.
There are Dominicans who are dark-skinned, who are indistinguishable from any other Black person from anywhere in the world. They often get confused as Haitian, sometimes even deported in mass raid, just like any other perceived illegal person would be. Or undocumented, rather.
While there's a wide range of appearances in both countries, darker skin, French-sounding last names, and even hair texture can lead to individuals being perceived as Haitian, many times with dire consequences. The Dominican Republic deported more than 250,000 Haitians in 2023. Thousands of children were separated from their families, and hundreds of pregnant women, many of whom were detained in or near hospitals, were deported back to Haiti. Yet 99% of Dominicans surveyed don't believe Haitians' human rights were violated, and it's been getting worse. The border didn't always look like this. It was once open and culturally blended, but dramatically transformed in the 1930s under the Trujillo regime. Trujillo implemented the racial profiling system we talked about earlier, targeting individuals based on their skin color or perceived Haitian ancestry. This was part of his Dominicanization of the Frontier Project, which aimed at strengthening Dominican control over the border region and reducing Haitian influence. The 1937 Parsley Massacre was part of this push. tens of thousands of Haitians were killed for not pronouncing parsley in Spanish, perejil, correctly. It was a test designed by the Dominican government to target Haitians. Surviving Haitians were driven out and towns were rebranded with Spanish names. While Haitian labor wasn't entirely cut off, it was strictly controlled through a recruitment-based bracero program for sugar plantations. Remember that for later. Today, the Dominican government is building a wall to keep Haitians out. In recent decades, a slew of anti-Haitian immigration and denationalization.
Hey, and where do we see that at? A wall. Come on, man. Ain't no coincidences going on, man. All these things are the same thing, pushed by your friendly neighborhood American government, man.
Hey, you see that though? That's the same thing happened in the scriptures. I think when they were trying to determine who was Israel, who was not, I think the word was like Sibberith or something like that. Remember they couldn't say it?
Oh yeah, I know. I kind of know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look that up. But one, they couldn't say it. I think it was like Sibberith or something. They were like Slibberith or something like that. I got to go back and find that concept. But they said the same thing. They killed tens of thousands because they can't pronounce a word in Spanish like they wanted to. See that? See how wicked that is?
Laws have been passed. In 2004, Migration Law 28504 revoked birthright citizenship from the children of foreigners in transit, a term that was redefined to include migrant workers, many of whom were Haitian. In 2013, Judgment 16813 stripped away birthright citizenship for all people born to foreign parents in the Dominican Republic between 1929 and 2010. More than 200,000 people of Haitian descent were left stateless. Many had their birth certificates canceled, so they couldn't get a cédula, which is like an ID. Without a cédula, some people can't enroll in school, get a job, or even open a bank account. And in 2022, Decree 66822 set up a special police unit to go after foreign-born people living in the country without documentation. This unit mainly targets bateyes, which are settlements near sugarcane fields mostly lived in by Haitian workers and their Dominican-born families.
How is it that folks can come into your house at 2 a.m, beat you up, take your stuff, take you across the border when you have your documentation, right? And there's no redress for you. There's no medical care you can take. Folks, in fact, are dying en route to being deported because a lot of the trucks are so packed with folks.
It's important to note that over 85% of migrants in the Dominican Republic were born in Haiti. So just on paper, any immigration law is going to disproportionately affect Haitians and anyone who could be racially profiled as Haitian. While Dominican politicians often blame Haitians as a burden on the country's economy, the Dominican Republic relies heavily on cheap Haitian labor. This brings us back to the bateyes. Originally created for the Haitian braceros, these hyper-police communities often lack basic amenities like running water, reliable electricity, and adequate sanitation facilities. Activists have reported that working conditions on sugar plantations, mostly staffed by Haitians, are extremely harsh with little access to healthcare, food, or living wages. Activists have even called it,
without question, this was slavery. They were forced to work from dusk till dawn under the threat of violence and/or death or imprisonment.
In fact, the U.S. banned sugar imports from the major Dominican sugar company, Central Romana, due to signs of forced labor and other inhumane practices. Anti-Haitianism and anti-Blackness is so deeply ingrained in Dominican society that it's often ignored and defended. From sports, like in the case of Dominican baseball player Sammy Sosa using a bleaching cream to significantly whiten his skin, to the popular joke,
I know.
Boy, that's crazy, man.
That's wild.
I remember that. I definitely remember that, man.
That's crazy.
He's a coon. Damn coon, man. Jake.
Crazy.
Nigga went from Jerry curl, brown skin to
Dominican baseball player Sammy Sosa.
Then he lighted up.
Damn Ace Ventura.
To significantly whiten.
Wow. That's the new Sammy.
Damn.
Hey yo, our people still doing that to this day though. That ain't stopped.
Yeah. What is it, Serena or Venus?
Yep.
Yeah, man. We got one more video after this one. Let me finish this.
in his skin, to the popular joke,
I know black, negro nunca, nunca, I know no.
when talking about how Dominicans view themselves. But the Dominican Republic isn't alone in its anti-blackness. In fact, it's part of a larger epidemic across Latin America. To learn more, watch our pieces about Latin America's ploy to whiten society and how the US and France made Haiti poor.
So I said the US and France?
Edomites.
Man.
Edomites, man. The cancer of the earth, man. He got it. That's why they gotta go.
Hey, so we gotta be careful who we hang with, man. This is the last one, man. We know this is something major that's happening. It's a 2-minute video. Hey, we end this teaching, man. But hey, just want to let y'all know the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Hey, everything is real, man. Hey, our nations are hated on, no matter where we're spread out. Hey, it's happening to all of us, man. So without further ado, the last piece.
On the mysterious death of the Mississippi teenager. His name, of course, Nolan Wells. He is the college football player who disappeared on July 4th after a party on an island off the coast. His family believes race is a factor in how officials have handled the case. Skylar Henry has been following this for us in Mississippi.
We continue to be steadfast and trying to get to the truth.
The parents of Nolan Wells and their legal team, led by attorney Ben Crump, say they received some assurances Wednesday about the thoroughness of the investigation. As tips pour in,
We're getting about 50 calls a day to 100 calls a day.
the 18-year-old college football player was last seen on July 4th on a boating trip with friends to Horn Island, 10 miles from Mississippi's Gulf Coast. GPS data obtained by the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources shows the boat arriving at the island at 11:14 in the morning. Friends Wells was with told investigators he chose to stay behind on the island. Judge Ashley Cole says her son was on the boat. In a Facebook post, she said the boat had an issue and somebody made a call for help.
We're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking.
Wells' mother reported him missing later that night.
Needs to report her 18-year-old son, Nolan Wells, missing last seen at 3 on Horn Island.
After a 2-day search, his body washed up on the island.
If this was your son, if this was your daughter, wouldn't you want desperately to get to the truth?
For the family, there are so many unanswered questions about what happened that day, but they are moving forward with funeral plans set for next Monday for their son.
We want to celebrate Nolan. He would not want us to be sitting around crying and eating. And so what we're going to do is kind of have a party to celebrate him.
As for yesterday's meeting, the family's legal team, along with the DA's office, have agreed to a mutual inspection of Wells's cell phone. That could potentially be a key piece of evidence in this investigation. Meanwhile, the family is also still waiting for the results of a state-conducted autopsy, as well as the results of one that they are conducting independently as well. Attorney Crump told us yesterday that those results should come back very soon. Nate.
Such a tragedy. Our heart breaks for those parents and his friends and family. All right, Skylar, thank you.
So,
Hey, she said she gonna have a party, bro. And then, even if you have a party, who are you inviting?
Well, it's more like a celebration of death, because they say when we're born you should cry. It's the opposite in America.
Yeah.
They say when you're born you should weep tears because your child got to face all this adversity and this God-forsaken nation. But when you die, you rejoice because now that spirit is gone. You know, they do believe. So a lot of times that's why you celebrate death and you mourn life. You know, it's kind of opposite here, where they happy at the birth and then cry at the funeral, which should be the opposite. You know, like she said, when she said party, I don't think it's like in terms of how we thinking. She's just thinking in remembrance of Nolan. She's thinking, you know, we're gonna be happy, we're gonna be joyful, we're gonna eat good, we're gonna celebrate him in the form of being depressed and oppressed by the current situation.
And my only stance is, when you say we, who we talking about? Like,
Probably the family. Probably the family. And,
all right. Along as it's that, because you know, like our people, they just continue on letting their guard down. Like it's just like, look, let's be bygones, and let's get over it. we know we know that y'all did it, but we still gonna be hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? Like Sergi Bozier says, let everybody love each other. You know what I'm saying? And try to throw this underneath the rug, because that's what they're doing. Every day there's something new coming up with this evidence. They got more evidence. Like today, they were saying, what was it? It was more of like, dang, it just lost me, man. It was like more of like the timing, all about the timing. Like, they tracked the boat, throughout the whole day. You get what I'm saying? One, it's at the docks where the owner was at, and then it somewhere else a couple hours later, and then it's no longer on the ocean anymore. You get what I'm saying? So now it's like, yo, it's looking even way worse now, because everybody's testimony ain't adding up to the true testimony of like what really happened. You know what I'm saying, with the brother. So yeah, I yell on that.
Yeah, calm. So yeah, no, I'm with y'all. Sap though. I know the ceremony or the happiness, the party ain't like a regular party. It's more like, instead of us sitting around crying and weeping, like, hey, it ain't nothing we can do about it. So hey, we're just gonna enjoy, the good things. Maybe put a video of one of his best games, his highlight reel, and celebrate, hey, the things that he taught us and the things that we learned. Yeah. So man, giving our honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Shem Shai, hey, the water to the Most High, man.
Hey, I got like 2 closing precepts, King. Just want to bring out real quick.
Precept too. I got a classic for this situation.
I'm gonna just bring out 2. The first one is in Nahum. The book of Nahum, chapter Slaki. Yeah, Nahum. Nah, I don't want to bring that one first. Hold on. Dang. Habakkuk. Yeah, bring out Habakkuk first. Chapter 2, verse 3. Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3.
It's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
So, it's gonna come. The vision, you see the vision. You see Jacob's trouble at its almost peak high right now. You get what I'm saying? That's what we went through the current events today. You know what I'm saying? And then you gotta pay attention, Yasharala, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. We're only talking to you. The message is only for you. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to the vision. Because it's not, Most High is not a man that he'll lie. He won't lie, and he will not turn back his word. He will not, all the prophecies, everything he's done, he's not going to turn his hand back. You know what I'm saying? And the judgment will set. You know what I'm saying? And last precept is on Nahum chapter 1, verse 7. And I yield after that.
It's the book of Nahum, chapter 1 and verse 7. It says, Yahweh is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble.
Say it again.
A stronghold in the day of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And he knoweth them that trust in him.
And he knows them because he's recording everything. There's an angel, and all these brothers on the live right now, there's an angel recording it. Everybody that's watching this live right now, there's an angel recording it. And if you come across it later on, there's an angel recording it. Everything's being recorded. So that's how he knows who trusts in him. You get what I'm saying? So the Most High is going to be that stronghold in the day of trouble, man. Jacob's trouble, Armageddon, all hell breaking loose, chaos on the earth. You know what I'm saying? And we got to trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not to our own understanding. Please don't do it. And I yield.
All right, Con. For this Nolan Wells situation, let's go to the classic, Sirach 12. 12. Because that's really important as well. Like throughout all this whole live, for brothers and sisters that are listening, we know the common denominator, like I was saying, is the nation, especially the nation of Edom, who is so-called white people, and they got a spirit on them that the Most High have not put upright in them. They got a wicked spirit. They will overthrow their own, people just to get to the Israelites, just like they did in, I think was it in 2024 when Trump didn't get reelected. You see how them devils stormed the Capitol building?
Yeah, that was it 2022?
Yeah,
24? Yeah. No. It was
Oh
I
yeah,
think
no,
it was like 21 or something like
it was
that. Yeah.
the first term.
Oh, the
Yeah.
first one, yeah. See that? So because you're right, because Biden was 4 years. Yeah, so when they, ran up in their own White House, Capitol building, man, and stormed it. Because these devils, you just can't trust them. You just can't trust them, not because they white people, because they the Edomites, right? We have to start letting brothers and sisters understand that they're not white. They're not East Indian. They're not Japanese. They're not Chinese. The Most High gave these people a name and a judgment and characteristics of these nations. So you can't change that, right? We the one been beguiled and fooled. That's why the Most High said this in Sirach 12:10, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness, right? I'm pretty sure Nolan thought those were his friends. I don't know if the brother was like a junior or a senior. He probably knew some of them damn young Edomites since he was in grade school, man. Maybe middle school. They play on the same junior AAU teams, right? So he knew most of them damn Edomites. But that wickedness was sitting dormant in them damn Edomites. So it came out. It said like iron rust, it take a long time for iron to rust. Verse 11, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. See, if Nolan Wells would have been, knew who them damn Edomites were, man, only time you was at school event, yes. Anything else school, no, I'm not hanging with y'all, hanging with my people, right? Verse 12, it says, set him not by thee. See that? When you ain't got to be around, I don't know, no brothers in Israel or out of Israel. If you ain't at work, a common place like a ball game, a grocery store, gas station, I don't know no Edomite, no Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans that would just go to one of the Edomite co-worker's house for some lunch or a cookout or something. Listen, my job, they invite me to a lot of events. You think I be showing up? I have not went to one. And they be free. And they be free. Ain't gonna be none but Edomites there, man. I ain't trying to be around y'all damn corporate Edomites, man. It said when he have overthrown thee, he stand in thy place. See that? They're like, yeah, this nigga gonna get MVP this year. Next year, we can't have that. We can't let him get MVP next year. We got to do something about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's something small and wicked on a sports level. It said, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. See that? So we teach our children, and we have to, that don't be dealing with these damn Edomites, man. Don't deal with these other nations. Not just the Edomites, but the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Ishmaelites, the Tarsus, Hamites. Don't deal with them, right? Because their spirit is not upright in them. And I yield with that.
Hey, Aria, let me just get this last one just to expound on what he just said, because he's absolutely right. And this is the reason why the Most High said, don't deal with these other nations. Because it says Psalms 55:20, and it's the classic. It says, he has put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He has broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So you have to pay attention. That's all these other nations. All these other nations. I could pull another scripture, but we'll be here all day. You know what I'm saying? To further prove that. Because it's all of them. It ain't not one on earth right now that doesn't have war in their heart against the Israelites, God chosen people. And I yield.
And I just gotta pull me one. Since these guys are pulling like machine guns, right? Right? It's the book of Psalms 64 and verse 2. It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. So, hey, even like they shoot arrows or bullets, hey, even their words are to pierce and to hurt God's chosen ones. It says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Hey, so they don't fear. What did he say? Hey, man, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. We don't give a dang, man. It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. So they laying traps and things that'll hurt our nation in private. It says they say, who shall see them? Come on, man. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and their heart is deep. Hey. These devils, right? They'll think of something 20, 30 years from now. And they put it in place slowly but surely to when 30 years come, it's already ready to take note, take off, right? It says, but Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. Hey, that's the IMTMB missiles, man. I pray Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Hey, giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. My name is Ariyah.
Brother
Tazwan. Brother Tazwan.
And what you want me to do with Tazwan?
Hey, push that damn button.
Fickle.
Hey, have a great Shabbat, Yasharallah.
God, Shabbat Shalom.